Hello everyone and welcome back to Mass Effect 3. In the last episode we finally got, well the closest we've got so far to a definitive location for where Leviathan is hiding. We utilised the connection to Ann Bryson and got a vague area of it. Certainly it's in one of a couple of places within Sigurd's Cradle. Didn't want to torture the woman any longer to get a more accurate location. We've already got some of the places in Sigurd's Cradle, as you can see, but there are three new ones to scan now. Lenal, Mill, and Cytophet. So we'll start with Lenal. A lot of different pronunciations, all sound wrong for different reasons. Fun. So, we want to scan this planet here, Laconics. Laconics is far enough from its F-class star that its temperatures are almost tolerable to sapient life, but its extremely thin atmosphere makes it almost as hostile as a vacuum. As such, the planet was uninhabited. Mining drones piloted from orbital stations would brave the high gravity to extract iridium, osmium, and other valuable heavy metals. The Reapers did not overlook Laconics in their sweep of the system, and the orbital stations are now destroyed. But scanning it here gets us unsuccessful. Scans of the planet show no evidence of Leviathan's energy signature. Continue your search.
No sign of Leviathan at these coordinates.
But that does count as weirdly as an asset recovery, but it's not anything on that's like failed scan, so it's not on my visualizer or anything like that. But something that is on our visualizer is in Triginta Petra. Oh, that's 20 stones in Latin, is what that means. I don't know what it's called that, but yeah. A low-density planet in comparison to Earth, Triginta Petra is also drier, with wide land masses that are largely desert. Its dextrochirality native life has yet to make it out of the ocean, primarily producing cyanobacteria, which provide a limited amount of oxygen to the atmosphere. A handful of Turians colonized the planet and attempted to introduce land plants. Their chief hurdle was the lack of good topsoil, which required imports and sophisticated farming practices to overcome. The farmer's maxim on Triginta Petra was, if you could last 5 seasons, you officially know what you're doing. Preliminary scans suggest that the Reapers have judged its population too low to harvest and struck its colonies with kinetic impactors. They have moved on, trusting that the destruction of the food supply's main arteries would finish off the inhabitants of such a biota-poor world. Jesus, that's rough. Well, that gets us dextro rations, which makes sense. Moving on next to the Mill system, down space south. Got 2 targets to scan. We got like a binary system here, Cholkos and Selthos. The one we want to scan is Cholkos. Cholkos is noticeable for being one of the few garden worlds in the Milky Way that is also part of a binary planet system. Both it and its heavenly twin Selthos are in a stable orbit, with one orbiting another in addition to orbiting the star Mill. They technically don't orbit one another, they both orbit like a shared point in the middle of it. It's quite cool mechanically. Cholkos' greenhouse gases lead to a hotter climate than Earth, so the solar eclipses and solar eclipses caused by Selthos, while uncommon, are not frequent enough to be a good solar shade. This did not prevent a colony from springing up, largely Asari and their varying species of mates. It was far from an idyllic settlement. Like many terminus worlds, it was rife with farmers growing psychoactive substances, armed gangs, and genetic engineering that would be illegal in council space. But aside from the maddening heat and the photo period, it was quite inhabitable. The Reapers turned Cholkos to rubble. Emergency broadcasts caught in the light cone coming from the planet indicate the Reapers used ground forces to invade and spent little time harvesting. As they departed, the Reapers bombarded the planet from orbit, either because they needed to reinforce another front quickly, or had gathered data on the genetic engineering that they needed. Oh, there we go. If we scan this, we get a husk neural map. Interesting. And then another thing, what I'm actually looking for is in this asteroid belt. There we go, my lassie up there. There's no Reapers in the system, by the way, so you can scan to your heart's content. A salacious asteroid, Malassia is rich in olivine and pyroxene. The Asari colonizing Cholkos set up habits on my lassie mostly to project... I'm really struggling. Mostly to oversee a large-scale project in which smaller asteroids would be flown to Cholkos. There, the olivine would be recovered and used in sequestering the planet's carbon dioxide. As with many Asari projects, this was expected to take decades or centuries before generating an appreciable effect on the planet's climate. The station has been bombarded by Reapers. The effect of the integrity of the asteroid is unknown, but it does not appear to be breaking apart just yet. It's one of the things I quite like about the Asaris, the fact that they can, they're quite good at terraforming, because they can... It doesn't matter to them if a process takes decades or centuries to start showing results. They can wait. No Leviathan here, though.
No sign of Leviathan.
As you can probably imagine, of course, I'm going to scan them in order, so it's always going to be in the last place that I look specifically, which is in the Cytophet system. So this is a very newly discovered system to the point where the planets just are all named after the year 2181, which was 4 or 5 years ago, I think, at this point. And the planet we're looking for is this one here, Despoina. This planet was only spotted recently by human space probes, and no records indicators have been explored since. Scans indicate it is covered in an ocean of liquid water and has a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere. It is highly likely to have at least some photosynthetic life. That's about it. Let's scan it. Bingo! Scans reveal a faint trace of Leviathan's energy signature. Closer examination required for confirmation.
These coordinates match our trace of Leviathan.
Let's roll. So, time to bring in the big guns on this one. Garrus and Ashley. As for myself, I'm going to not bring the Widow. I'm going to bring the Raider. Not the Raider, the Saber. And I'm actually also going to bring the Raider, which is the new weapon we got there on Namakli. Because that's an interesting experience, that weapon, and we'll get to see that. I talked about the specific loadout of putting a scope on the Saber, so I'll give that a shot. No level up for us, but Ashley has got one waiting, so we can give her fast recharge on the old concussive shots. And Garrus, I guess we'll give him something on proximity mine, or is it? I'll wait for armor piercing ammo top level, I think, actually. Let's roll.
Cortez, what's the status on the probe we launched?
Tracking it now, Commander. I've confirmed that Leviathan's signal originates from this planet. Heard how, Anne helped us locate it. It's pretty spooky stuff.
Makes you wonder what we're going to find down there.
Reaper killer. Let's hope anyway. Doesn't look like it wants to be found.
It doesn't have a choice, we're here.
Right. But then what? It plays pretty rough, and if it is a Reaper, I don't know that's the kind of help we want.
Nobody says we have to be friends with it, but if this thing has the rest of the Reapers worried, then we need its help.
Commander, new readings from the probe. It's narrowed down Leviathan's location. You're not gonna like it.
Let's hear it.
There's nothing but ocean. I show a concentration of structures floating on the surface, but the probe's giving us a signal below that. Way below.
Underwater.
Looks that way. The shuttle should still be able to reach it.
That's possible?
The Kodiak is spec'd to nearly 1,000 atmospheres, though I've never actually tested that.
Guess we're gonna find out. Status!
Some kind of pulse hit us! Systems are shutting down! Brace for impact!
All right? How's the shuttle, Cortez?
Checking now. I'll see if I can get power restored.
Copy that. We'll look around.
Look at all this. Too many have been stranded here by that pulse.
Could be Leviathan's last line of defense. Any idea how old these are?
At CSEC, they always said the key to decomposition was scavengers. Without them, it's quite a while.
As if there'd even be scavengers on the Citadel, that makes no sense. Anyway, first off, this planet is incredibly pretty. It's grim, but it's pretty. It's got that Camino feel to it, which I do love. But as you notice, it's an absolute wreck of ships that have all fallen this way. And we're going to find out what happened to them. The hull will hold, that's what they say. Whatever god watches over Ezo prospectors came through to us. Despite a hell of a smack in the water landing, the MSV Monarch displaces enough air to stay afloat. We're all thankful we're alive. Captain Pratt also ordered the champagne broken out. Helps perspective, I guess. The big puzzle? What downed us in the first place? Kunshan said it wasn't lightning, it was some kind of pulse. A directed energy weapon seems likely, but where could it have come from? There's no radio traffic, the whole bloody ocean is silent. Tonight the techs are going to try and rerouting the power to get a good mass drop before they get the thrusters firing. If all goes well, we'll be airborne in 24 hours. Got some star charts there. I mean, yeah, we can basically kind of just get the story. Oh.
One of those artifacts.
Explains why no one gets out of here.
Yeah. Oh shit, did I skip the bloody... Oh no. Right. Have read that in post, Doctor. Attempts to get airborne have failed every time. The damage done by the pulsers, if you could call it damage, doesn't make physical sense. The connections aren't fried, but the Monarch's thrusters disengage. The distress beacon is likewise dead, but most of our electronics are still functioning. It doesn't seem to be a result of shielding. Without a distress beacon, we've got no chance. I hear bad things about ration supplies, and I think that's why the captain ordered us to collect rainwater and set up tents on the deck. Yeah, it keeps us busy. Brooks has been talking about using the Triton's weapons to try blast fishing. I agree, but I haven't seen anything that looks like a fish. I wish I were an optimist. You'll notice, yeah, I put the scope on this as well to test it out. Got a pistol cranial trauma system down there. And there's a few more things then to get over here. Some pure ESO samples, those are nice to have. We can't really go into that side yet.
Looks like a damaged Atlas. Different though, and it's not flying Cerberus colors.
And it's not taking shots at us, which is nice. Doesn't look salvageable, though.
Another datapad here. The rations will hold us 2 days more. Brooks sent a drone to the bottom and it came up with bioluminescent plant knife. None of it is edible. I warned the crew not to eat it before my tests were done, but Romero and Mullins tried anyway. They haven't stopped vomiting and their dehydration wastes fresh water. We sent Kunshan's team over on a raft over to the wrecks. They came back with spheres, some kind of organic-based alien technology, and nothing to eat. I want to believe they'll give us some answers, but if they help the other ships figure out what happened, they wouldn't be here now, would they? It's getting cold. Oh, you can see where all this is starting to go. Some survey data, which gets us some credits. Oh, there's another artifact down there, but I can only access it from this side. More survey data. Oh, there we go. Captain Abel Pratt. Ramos is our first death. He tried to throw one of the spheres overboard and something happened. Kunshan and maybe 3 or 4 of the others started beating him like madmen. I wish I was quick enough to save him. They showed no remorse, not even comprehension. It's clear I'm no longer in control. I held a funeral to keep order. The crew would have been at his body like wild dogs. We compromised. He will be tethered in the water to attract scavenging animals that we can catch for food. If he doesn't get a bite within 3 of this planet's days, we cut him loose as a water burial. We've sealed the Tritons off. Those are mechs. They're dangerous, especially given the crew's mental state. My kingdom for a shark. And then I believe there is one more memo somewhere. Here we go. The captain gets it now. He tried to lock himself in the ship, screaming that he had to fix it. We were gentle, 1 person for each limb. We let him rest on the sphere. Somehow, in the middle of the night, he came around, and now he agrees. We won't leave. Why would we? I think this will be my last entry. Everyone here understands me. If anyone finds us, they might find differently, but that can be fixed in time. It's so good not being hungry anymore.
Up there!
We've got company, Shepard. Must have been right behind us.
Protect the shuttle!
So, this only starts once you've read all of the logs and know what happened, and basically the logs also always come in the same form, in the same order, as in it's never, it doesn't matter which ones you read, you get the information in the same linear style, which is quite nice at least. I haven't really had a chance to set up people's ammo powers, but there we go, let's just do that quickly. We're all on sabers, and sabers are all very nice. Because yeah, you've got a bit of muzzle climb on them when you shoot, but with the
Situation?
Swapping out the parts, Commander. Hang on.
with the thing, they're really nice with the scope. Functionally, this is a sniper rifle, which is great. The other weapon I brought is very different. So, this is the... What? Scimitar? I brought the Raider! Ah. Well, we'll have to show off the Raider in the future then, because the Scimitar's just the base shotgun, which I probably should have never shown off as well, because it's crap. But there we go. Well, looks like we're on Saber's duty then, I suppose. They don't... Unlike other sniper rifles, though, the problem is they don't...
Almost there, Commander.
They don't synergize amazingly well with Infiltrator's cloak, so you kind of have to use other powers a little bit more. We're seeing for the first time really up close those panels on cannibals. They get them from eating dead friends, and while they're on them, they basically... those protect them from actually really taking any damage, which can be a bit of a problem. This can be a really actually hairy mission, this one, just because there's a lot of shit gets thrown at you.
What happened to almost there?
Out of development, Commander. Fixing it now.
Well, I might as well take out the husks with this thing. Oh, I haven't even got the thing charged. Oh no, this is all bad. Oh god, they are everywhere. Jesus. Oh no, let's go invisible. Invisible time. Why did I pick up pure ESO samples? That was... Oh. I just got to let myself get over, like, surrounded there. I'm realizing as well now, like, how much I bank on having the slow down when you go into a scope, that I'm not expecting things to keep moving at a normal speed when I scope up, and that is, I think, throwing me more than I'm expecting.
Cortez, I need that bird in the air!
Just a few seconds.
Oh, brute, not good. Right, so let's go invisible. Oh, 2 brutes, that's much worse. Right, this is what Inferno Grenade is for. Wish I got that armor damage upgrade, perhaps. Whoa, where did he go? Right, there's a brute unaccounted for somewhere, which is fun. I think he went flying off over here. Did he die? Let's find out. He did! Someone killed him somehow. Fortunately, with a team of sabers, we managed to take these guys out quite well. You can see why I've taken very fighty blokes here. Teammates. I really thought something happened now. Apparently not. We have got air support from Cortez, but it's not doing what I thought it was doing. What it's supposed to do. God, I just forget how many enemies they do just drop on you here.
Another pulse hit me. Flight control scrambled.
Damn it! Cortez is in trouble! Get to him!
I suppose I've got it on, like, I was like, why is this combat so hard? And I'm like, yeah, this in Venice is the final mission of the DLC, and I have got it on hardcore difficulty, so I would expect this somewhat. Right, so now we need to basically push up and free Cortez from the nonsense he's involved in. Oh, these goddamn plates on the cannibals. It's very rare they have them, because normally they have to eat... Yeah, we're getting there. Normally they have to eat someone to get them there, but these ones just apparently start with them, which seems a little unfair. Right, let's heal up and we'll head over. Oh, grenade! Fuck. Really? A grenade just killed me underneath my feet? Who's even throwing grenades? Oh, it's cannibals, isn't it? They do that. Ugh. I do enjoy... one of the things I really like... Yeah. One of the things I really like about the saber as an assault rifle is just how much, like, stopping power it has, that basically anything that's shot with it tends to, you know, fall over. It's brilliant for that. Ah, there's actually a thing we can get here. The final upgrade of this mission, because this mission takes place basically entirely on this boat. So, wow. Well, see, this is a weird thing. I was thinking about this. That this is a spaceship, but that just also, by virtue of what makes it a spaceship, also just happens to be seaworthy. Or, wow, it's floating, certainly, which is true, very different to seaworthy. That was cool. Let's grab those ultralight materials and keep pushing up towards Cortez. Stop eating people. That's not on. There we go.
Okay, we're clear!
Nice work, Commander. But there's a development. We need to talk.
So now's actually a good chance to pick up any of the additional stuff that you haven't done yet. So make sure you've got pistol cranial trauma system, assault rifle omniblade, the M55 Argus that I didn't really talk about when I got it. We'll talk about that later as well, and the pistol ultralight materials. Once you are ready, I'll probably actually grab this medkit. Ooh, missile launcher. Need to remember that's there, and talk to Corsairs.
Status.
Shuttle's a mess, Commander. That pulse knocked it right out of the air. We're not going anywhere.
What about the Normandy?
Same thing would happen to her. And the landing won't be as pretty. I'd say Leviathan has some sort of defense system in place.
Then we aren't getting out of here until we find it. So how do we do that?
Well, you might be able to use a mech. Looks like it's rigged for diving.
A diving mech?
It's a Triton model. Military grade, repurposed for deep sea exploration. As long as the seawater hasn't corroded, it should be good to go.
Well, if that's what we have to do, let's get started.
Just a second here. Are we seriously considering...
First, we'll need to restore power to get that cargo door open.
How?
I guess we are.
These old Ballard-class ships are equipped with exterior power sockets. They use them for emergency repairs. We can strip the cells from the shuttle and use those for juice. Hang on, I'll get you started. Got a cell for you, Commander. Find somewhere to plug that in.
So, now goes a bit of a different mission. It's just not really like anything else. So we've got a power cell on our back, and we've got 2 potential slots to put it in. And you just basically want to move to them, and then you stand next to them, and for as long as possible, stay still, and it will charge. That got to 30%, which is pretty good, and it's stable there. As enemies start being problematic, like, then it gets a bit harder to keep that kind of stable. But for now, this mission is made strangely a lot easier by being an infiltrator, because Infiltrator's Cloak is seriously helpful for this. You can, by and large, though I say that with, well, realizing I'm big attacked. There you go, see our power level is draining now. But you can leave a lot of the combat in this to your squad mates. And focus instead on just getting these things done. So the power level is draining because we've kind of left it too long, and I've been shot as well. God, we're actually really starting to die quite a lot in this one. So yeah, my advice would be let your allies deal with a lot of the enemies, but not brutes. Take on brutes whenever they can, because brutes can be a real menace for you. But if you stay invisible, especially charging these things up, you can do that very nicely. And then, oh, there we go, right inside a cannonball. And, oh, right, there we go. So let's fire everything we've got on this. Let's see how that all goes. Whoa, he can move fast. That was alarming. Whoa, and we broke the game. That's always encouraging to see. Not. Well, yes, actually. It means something big's happening. Right, let's push our way back. God, the cannibals are eating one another like nobody's business. I swear, they rarely do that so much. They've really cranked up the difficulty in this. Let's grab another power cell and then turn invisible. Right, the upper socket's still it's the same sockets every time, by the way. It's not like different ones. So this upper one, we seem to have got a fairly good defensive position here, so I'll juice that up. 53 is good. Let's... I think we're still clear enough. You basically just don't want to let enough nonsense build up between you and the cell you're kind of going to. And it likes to drop nonsense on you like it did there. So let's go invisible, and then I think I'll have to do a bit of fighting before I get the next cell in, because we're a bit... not being overrun, but that sounded like a brute, so... That's 2 brutes. Right, cool. There's a solution to this, which is the Hydra missile launcher that's here. I'll hold off on that cell for now, and instead, whee! There we go. Did I get both with one? Yes, I did. Also got Ashley, but you know, right, I'm willing to pay, apparently. Right, let's make a move here. This might be an... oh, bloody hell, there's another one. Oh, please tell me that's not a brute. That is a brute as well. Oh, we're having a bad one here. I'm going to head down here, and let's revive everyone, which might blow my cover. But those two can hopefully just give me a little bit extra time. Let's get that in. Does that give me enough? Yes, it is. Right. So once again, I now need to make it to that mech. I can just about do that invisible if I'm very, very fortunate. And obviously fighting off those brutes will be much easier from inside the giant mech. There's another Leviathan sphere over there. That doesn't seem like a good move. Right, let's roll.
Get to that mech, Commander. We could use the help.
Oh, everyone's dead. Oh, and I can't use powers from inside a mech. Well, I can also just kill everyone very quickly, I suppose. Oh, this is good. Right, there's still another couple of brutes over there. I don't know if they actually leveled these brutes down or whether we are just very good at the moment, because we seem to have taken on a significant number of brutes very easily of late. I mean, obviously it doesn't count when you're in a mech, because these things are just a joke anyway. And kick in the face. That was enjoyable. Right, let's wipe up a little bit more of these guys. Wow, that took like 4 shots to hit. That was embarrassing. Oh, there's a tiny husk at my feet. That's how it's not finished yet. God, those really do my head in. Ridiculous.
Get the water.
All right, Commander. Let's get you out of there, and I'll do a systems check.
Shepard, I have to say this plan is sounding crazier by the minute.
We've come too far to stop now. The way home is through Leviathan.
Okay, SEALs check out. Oxygen pressure is nominal. Systems are a go. It's as ready as I can make it.
So again, if you haven't got anything else up on the surface, if there's still things you need to gather, now's your chance. But otherwise, down into the deeps we go. Next episode. I hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.
Let's go.
But Shepard...
I'll be fine. Closing hatch. Engaging systems. Ready.
Testing comlink.
I read you. Here goes.